Well, 2 days into South Florida's reopening, a positive trend continues when it comes to COVID-19 testing. According to figures from the Florida Department of Health, the percentage of positive tests in Miami-Dade since testing began in March is down to 11.5%. It's down to 8% in Broward and 6.5% statewide. For weeks, those figures and others have been accessible to everyone on the Health Department's COVID-19 dashboard, which is full of other data about cases in the state. But tonight, there are new questions about the integrity of that data. A Health Department employee who's now being told to resign or get fired is accusing her superiors of trying to hide information. CBS 4's Carey explains.
We go to Dade County and it gets even more interesting.
Since March, this interactive map compiled by the Florida Department of Health provided everyone with real-time data showing the spread of the COVID-19 virus throughout the state. The dashboard allowed people to see where the hotspots were and to search their county and even specific zip codes for case totals. Now, the state employee, Rebekah Jones, who helped create the dashboard, told news reporters that she was fired for refusing to censor some of the data in order to create support to reopen the state. In an email last week, Jones wrote that a new team took over, saying, "I would not expect the new team to continue the same level of accessibility and transparency that I made central to the process during the first 2 months. After all, my commitment to both is largely, arguably entirely, the reason I am no longer managing it." But in an email the next day, Jones seemed to backtrack, saying what she meant was that the new team is busy and can't answer every single email they get right away. She continued, wondering, is this one of those stupid things that I shouldn't have said? And concluding, I really don't want this to be a story.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
The allegations led State Senator Jose Javier Rodriguez from Miami-Dade to send this letter to Governor Ron DeSantis on Tuesday. It calls for an immediate investigation.
If it's not true, then the public needs to be reassured that that's the case and that we can continue relying on the information. If these allegations are true, then we need to make immediate corrections to restore the public's faith in the public reporting of this information.
At a news conference Tuesday afternoon, DeSantis downplayed the allegations, saying he's never even heard of Jones.
It's a non-issue.
DeSantis said the dashboard shows the state's commitment to transparency.
Our dashboard has been recognized nationally.
There are few specific details known about Jones's firing. A spokesperson for the governor's office sent us a statement late Tuesday offering some additional insight. The statement says Rebekah Jones exhibited a repeated course of insubordination during her time with the department, including her unilateral decisions to modify the department's COVID-19 dashboard without input or approval from the epidemiological team or her supervisors. The blatant disrespect for the professionals who were working around the clock to provide the important information for the COVID-19 website was harmful to the team. The statement went on to call Jones's behavior disruptive. Florida Congressman Ted Deutsch told CBS 4 News that there have been other issues with transparency in DeSantis' office related to the release of data regarding COVID-19. He said this issue brought up by Jones needs to be investigated.
If we're not getting fully accurate data, then the concern is that we're making decisions based on politics rather than based on science, and that's not how we should be approaching this.
The governor's office confirmed on Tuesday that they've given Jones until Thursday at 5 p.m. to resign. Otherwise, she'll be fired. I had a brief email exchange with Jones on Tuesday evening. I asked her for an interview to get more information about her allegations. She said she's not doing interviews at this time. In Fort Lauderdale, Carey, CBS 4 News Tonight.